Yes, y'all. Everybody got it. That's Fortunato right there. Killer new song off the new album, and we got him on the phone right now. What's good, brother?
Oh, not too much, man. I'm just broadcasting live from Cumberland Square right now.
Word. How's life treating you down there?
It's good, I just down in the city right now, down in Toronto. I just trying to find a quiet place to do this interview, so I was just like kind of like in an abandoned corner of this mall right now, sitting on some skids.
Well, I appreciate that. Sometimes I get people on the phone and they're just like walking through a subway station, or they're in some commotion. We got buses going by, ambulances going by, all sorts of crazy stuff. So that's good that you're in a nice quiet area. I appreciate that.
I wouldn't do you like that, man. Like you put on a good show. You've been doing it for a long time, and I think it's been a couple of years since I've been on the show now. So
yeah.
Yeah, it's good to be back. What up, Guelph? What are you saying?
Chilling, man. Making these shows pop off here. We definitely got to get you back out here for another gig, man.
Yeah, actually, I got one. I wasn't going to announce it until I got on the show because it's for Guelph and everything. But May 17th, it's going down as part of the Unseen Armada tour. And I'm going to be at Mahoney Sports Bar, Grange and Victoria Plaza. That's May 17th. And it starts at 7:30. It's going to be starting early, but we're going all night. So,
pow. I will definitely be there, brother, and I'll be plugging it on here for sure.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. May 17th, people. Fortunato in Guelph.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been down there, so it's going to be good to be there. I was actually trying to get out there for the KOTD thing, get a battle in there, but I didn't make it. But I ended up at the Hamilton one, and it was pretty dope. I ended up losing in the Final Four to an artist named Toxic. I've never heard of him before, but he's pretty dope.
Yeah, he came up here to Guelph and laid it down in the battles, bro. He went all the way to go up against Sharon in the finals, and Sharon just ate him. But he held his own, man, against everybody else. He was just like just going right into their faces and just so hyped up, man. I was like, what is this guy on? He's just walking around the whole crowd, all just like amped up and like ready to rock. I was like, yo, this guy's he's for it.
Yeah, he's crazy. I didn't feel bad about losing to him. So
yeah, no, for sure, man. Yeah. That's dope, though, man. It's hard to step up in the ring and do that kind of thing, man. Especially like the fear involved, and like just you don't want to lose, obviously, and you want to be able to come through and come with it. I've watched some of your battles on YouTube and stuff like that. You sent me some links and stuff, and I definitely take the time to check that stuff out. And I can see it. You know what I mean? When you're in a battle mode, it's like it's a whole other world. It's not like performing. You know what I mean? There's a lot more added pressure on there. For sure.
Yeah, it's a lot more thrilling. It's the atmosphere is electric. It's really like I find it like it's a lot more thrilling than doing a show. I still love to perform, but I love to battle as well. I started off with the battling because when I first started off as an artist, no one would book me for shows. Nobody knew me. I didn't really have any songs, so the only way I could get onto shows was to battle. So it's always been a part of me, and I always try to stay true to that and make an appearance. And everybody's like, oh, he's a veteran MC, he's an established MC. But you know what? When it comes down to it, freestyle battle is where my heart is. So I always do that.
That's dope, man. That's real dope. I appreciate that, man, especially that you do stay to your roots in your music as well, man. You've never changed it up at all. I've been listening to you for time, you know what I mean, since when you guys were dropping the Angerville mixtapes and stuff, and like, you know what I mean, the music that you make, it's still the same vibe, you know what I mean. You guys haven't changed it up one bit, sold yourselves out at all, you know what I mean, and as honestly as a fan of your guys' music, and you yourself as an artist, man, I appreciate that.
No, I appreciate the fact that you've been listening for so long, and I hope that everybody enjoys it. It's one thing in life that I feel like I do really well. I can do a couple other things okay, but I feel like music and rap and stuff, it's just who I am, and the times have changed since we started 2007. The music has changed a lot. The vibe has changed, but we're old school. I guess they call us old school. We're like, there's no point in trying to change it up and do something different, because that's not who we are. It's not what we're about. So, I just try and, when I approach a song, I just do it the same way I did it since the beginning, and I just try to do it a little bit better every time,
Yes. That's so key. And you're so consistent, man, always coming out with material. You're I've never seen a point where you've kind of dropped off the radar for a bit. I feel like you're always putting out new material, and it's always really quality material. The mixes sound really, really good. You got obviously fresh kills behind there with the ear, making it sound super, super crisp. But even just your flows and your deliveries, everything, you guys have grown as artists, but stayed really consistent with it. And when I do listen to it, it feels like you're just yo, this is natural. You know what I mean? Like you said, this is what I do. I can't, I can't really not do it. That's just who I am. So yeah, no, we like it, man. It's good music.
Dope.
Definitely. One thing I wanted to talk to you about, though, as an independent artist, because we were talking a little bit before we got on air here, just about how you're putting this tour together kind of independently and doing a lot of the bookings and everything yourself. And I know even just dealing with you throughout the years and stuff, that's a lot of your grind is booking the shows and doing that paperwork and doing all the independent work to get your music out there and stuff. And I don't know, I woke up this morning, I was reading this article about some of the keys to success that was basically taken from Macklemore and Ryan Lewis and their success story, and the fact that they kind of did everything independently, and now just got 4 Grammys, and they're doing their thing, right? And they got major distribution, but all their stuff has been from the ground up, just independently pushed and pressed. And I think Macklemore's wife, or fiance, goes and is their tour manager and merch manager and stuff like that. And it's just a real tight knit in-house group of independent working musicians. Can you speak a little bit on what that's like, being an independent artist and seeing other artists in the game that are rising and getting a lot of recognition just with that route?
Well, yeah, it's, you got to be able to take on different responsibilities other than just being a recording artist or performing artist. As no one's gonna, if you allow someone else to do it for you, there's more of a chance that they're going to think, oh, this guy's lazy, or he's not really investing himself in his career. So, and as far as, having wifey, my wife has worked the door at many shows that I've done.
Oh yeah, I see her out there all the time.
Big up Joe Mama, and everybody knows her. She's day one, and it's that's how it is. I got my buddy Mad Pete. I've been friends with him since grade 7. And he'll film shows, he'll do photography, he'll do security, whatever's needed. And it is like a family environment, with the way that we put it down. We have to rely on the people who've been there for us since day one. And that's basically what it is. I've always been the type of person that, I don't like waiting for calls back from people oh, did you do this? Did you do that? I realize with certain, companies, you have to delegate and you have to be able to say okay, I need you to do this by this time, and you have to find really reliable people. But when you're an independent artist, and you're on the come up, and, even if you're not on the come up and you've been doing it for as long as I have, you have to be self-reliant. And, I don't mind doing the legwork. I don't mind doing the paperwork. I don't mind making the phone calls and making arrangements and becoming aware and knowledgeable about all sides of the business. Because I think that's an important thing for artists to understand is, the more you're knowledgeable about different aspects of the business, whether it be booking, or routing a tour management, I've been down, all those different paths in my career, and it just makes you stronger. It just makes you, people don't take advantage of you as much because they realize, oh, this guy, he's tour managed. He's done, all kinds of bookings before. You're not going to pull the wool over my eyes, because I've seen it on a big level, touring with Boot Camp Click and people like that, and Onyx. So I've seen, how the professionals do it, and then I've seen how, underground artists who are just, trying to get a couple crumbs here and there have done it. And so I've seen both sides of it, and you know what? It's good to see everything. It's good to experience everything, and to like just become aware of that and to take a shot at it. So that's what I can say to young artists. You know, like, do what you got to do. Whatever needs to be done, do it. You know, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and and to and get right in there and say like, oh, I'm an artist, I'm a performer, blah blah. No, man, you know, do what you have to do. Do what needs to be done, and you'll be stronger for it.
Definitely. That's so intelligent right there. People got to listen up and take in the wisdom of your years, man. Definitely. It's so imperative that you take in those experiential things that happen in your life and gain the knowledge from it and use it. You know what I mean? You need to go down those paths. And in this industry, people are going to take advantage of you when you're a young artist just coming into it. And they're going to try and give you this outrageous price for a booking fee of some artists and stuff when you're a young promoter. All sorts of crazy stuff has happened to myself even and other people that I've seen taken advantage of in this game. And you need to go through those experiences sometimes and see what it's like dealing with some snake-like people to find out, you know, who not to trust, who not to work with, you know, who to work with. And yes, artists never cop that ego attitude of like, oh, I'm just the artist. Like, what? I should just be in the studio making music. Like, come on, I'll get famous. Yeah, I'll just do that. I'll just make music, you know? No, get that's so 2000. That's so 1990. It's not going to happen now, yo. If you want to make it in this industry, you better get off your whatever you're sitting on and get up there and do something.
Yeah, I've seen established artists like Sean Price, guys like that, and they'll go straight to the promoter and like, give me my bread. You know, it's not his job. Somebody should be getting him his money. He's been doing it since '93 or whatever, and it's like, but he doesn't care. It's his money, and if he needs to, he'll strong arm the promoter, and you know he's not afraid to, because, and the same thing, he'll be like, well, when's the ride coming through? He takes an interest in every aspect of his business, and it's because it's his business. So obviously, you know, and I say like there's no room for prima donna. You know, people feel like they should be, you know, served on hand and foot. I mean, there's a handful of artists that are getting that kind of treatment, but they got numbers behind them. So if you got those kind of numbers, then maybe you can expect something like that. But I don't know anybody in Canada who's getting numbers like that. So, you know, maybe classified, maybe he can afford to just say like, well, I'm here. Why isn't everything perfect, you know?
But even him, I don't think he's the type to guy to be like that. He seems like a pretty humble, down to earth dude. Just from meeting him and talking to him and stuff, he seems like a pretty cool dude.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like, not to say anything because I've never met the guy, but I'm just saying, you know.
His numbers in Canada, yeah. Well, no, Drake, I would say he's got probably the biggest pull in Canada to say whatever, but he's not really in Canada too much because we don't have the market capacity to be able to book him any shows here because he gets like $250,000 a show now.
Yeah, it's a tough market to you know, where you got Air Canada Centre and then maybe like the Rogers Centre in Vancouver, maybe the Bell Centre in Montreal. He might do something like that, and that's three shows out of he's doing shows every day of the year pretty much, you know? Yeah,
for sure.
When he's not at Raptors games, but still.
Yeah, no, there's not many artists in Canada that have that pull right now, and yeah, you can't be a prima donna anyway. And I think it's ridiculous when I meet artists that are like that and kind of like expect this and that and blah blah blah. Like, some things aren't going to go exactly as planned all the time, especially when it comes down to like set times and other things of that nature. Like, it's not always going to be down to the minute because this happens at the show, that happens at a show, this person shows up late, this thing happens this way, you know what I mean? And you got to be flexible, and I really appreciate the artists, even artists like Snack the Ripper and stuff, really easy to deal with, you know, on the road, Mocha only, stuff like that, where there's no prima donna-ness at all, you know what I mean? They appreciate to have things in a certain order and done right, and if you don't do it right, they'll let you know how to correct it next time. But for the most part, you know what I mean, they're pretty chill to deal with, and those are the types of people that I think, as promoters and booking agents, they're the people that we want to deal with, not people that are prima donnas.
Definitely, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Can't be like that. None of that. We don't like
none
it.
of that.
None of that. Get out of here. Get out of here. So yeah, speak a little bit about your experience. So like in this game, you've been in it for a minute now. recording and releasing products, doing videos, getting bookings, getting out, doing shows and stuff like that. What's the next step for Fortunato? Where is this leading to?
Yeah, well, you know what? I've really been trying to rebrand myself. You know, I started off in a duo. I started off with Anchorville, and that was basically what I was known for. I wasn't known as a solo artist. And so trying to prove myself, trying to say to everyone, like, listen, you know, I can hold my own. I can be a headliner on my own. But you know what? It's one thing to say it. You got to do it. You got to consistently do it. You got to do it. You got to do it well, and you got to keep doing it. So that's basically what I've been doing. I'm saying, you know, every year I have shows across Canada. I go, I do my best at every show. I talk to everybody after the show, and then I try, and then I say that this is my CD. Check out my website, watch my videos. You know, I have other things that are on the go, and then I just try to be consistent and reach as many people as possible. So. For me, it's always the same. It's always the same grind. It's just constantly trying to make music that I like to listen to, that I think that I'm proud of, that I think other people are going to enjoy, and then getting that out to as many people as possible, doing as many live shows as possible, interviews like this one, you know, anything that I can do, photography, video, whatever, collaborations, you know, trying to get into new markets, helping, you know, like younger artists find their way in the industry, and through that, you know, building my own longevity, you know, by doing that, by helping young artists, and then also, you know, collaborating with established artists. So I could say, like, yeah, I can hold my own with a big artist too, you know, like I did the track with Sticky Fingers, you know, and it started off, we ciphered together when we were touring, me and Young Cash and Sticky Fingers, 4 a.m. with a bottle of Hennessy, and we were like, you know, he's like, oh, you're pretty good, you know, and I was just like, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, I didn't expect that. I thought you would say, you know, you totally suck, white boy, you know, whatever. But, you know, he was actually pretty receptive to me. So I was like, you know what, maybe we could put a track down. Maybe we could do something like that. And, you know, and then, you know, I did one with Tech from Smith & Wesson. And, you know, when you start to show that, wow, this guy didn't really he didn't just outshine the hell out of me and say, like, man, let's just fast forward to the part where Sticky rhymes, or let's fast forward to the part where Ghetto Socks rhymes, you know? Like, I can admit when I'm like, well, this guy's a great artist. Of course, that's why I'm working with him. You know, every time I feel like I do a collaboration with a great artist, it helps me to say, like, man, I got to raise the bar. I got to pull up my socks. And then at the same time, you know, like, there's like 17-year-old kids in New Brunswick, like this Cam Speech guy I just rapped with, and he's young, he's just getting into it. But you know what? It was, for me, I was like, yeah, of course I'll do this track with you, you know, like, you're just starting out, and for him, it's a big deal. For me, I'm just like, you know what, it's a rap track. Oh, you want a 16? Let's do it. So that's basically, that's what I'm doing. I'm just pushing forward. You know, I got the album Unseen Armada. That's out. You know, I've been trying to put out a video for every track on the album. That was another goal of mine. Was
very to say, smart.
Like, yeah, 11 tracks on the album, and I got 7 of them done already. So
nice.
And there should be a couple more coming up in the next couple months. And I said I wanted to make an album that people could not only listen to, but they could watch it if they wanted to, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it could be a visual experience. You could just watch my album. You don't have to, like, just bump it in your car. You could just sit at home and watch, like, a visual experience. So it was something different that I wanted to bring to the table there. And yeah, with this tour that I've been putting together, it's like you said, I've been doing my own bookings, so it's been happening kind of gradually. You know, I haven't been able to put a big, giant list of cities that I'm going to be in. But like I said, the Guelph show basically happened. We booked it on Monday, and I said, well, perfect timing. I'm going to be on like the biggest freaking hip hop show in Guelph, you know, at the University of Guelph, with my boy Robbie G and Vocal Kinetics, and like they've been doing it for a long time. Perfect chance for me to say I'm going to be in Guelph. So if you're listening and you're from Guelph, and you follow the show, then you know, like, I'll be there soon. Next month I'll be there. So that's basically, that's the grind, that's the hustle, that's what I'm dealing with.
That's what's up, man. Definitely. Well, we appreciate it, man, and we're looking forward to the show. Definitely. Like I said, I will definitely be there at the spot Mahoney's there on the 17th.
Mahoney's 17th, man. I'm gonna tear it down. Like, I'm really proud of my my new material. You know, it's basically I'm doing my album front to back. So I'll have copies of the album with me. It's on iTunes, you know. So, you know, people can cop that if they want a preview. But if you want to see it performed live, you know, in your face, then come to Mahoney's if you're in the Guelph area. If not, I got the 13th, I'm in St. Catharines, and then I'm planning an East Coast tour with a group that I've been working with called City Natives. And we're supposed to be doing, they just won the ECMA award for Aboriginal Group of the Year. And we actually connected a long time ago. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing a tour for the East Coasters out there, Fredericton, Halifax, PEI, and maybe even Newfoundland, which would be a first for me. So I'm really hoping, because I was chilling with Pat Stay. He came through randomly. We were just kicking it, and he said it's his favorite place in the entire world. So I've never been, so I'm really looking forward to getting out there. So hopefully that happens.
Yeah, for sure. East Coast is beautiful. Get out there. I've never got a chance to get up to Newfoundland either, but I've heard a lot of good things. So and I know Rel just booked the show there, Relic. So if you need any,
Relic,
yeah,
big ups Relic. You know what I'm saying? Like that's Fresh Kills fan. That's those are my people out there, and Ghetto Sucks as well. And like, you know what, Relic is just a stellar artist. I can't say enough about the guy.
Definitely. Big ups, Rel. Word up, man. That's what's good. All right. Well, much respects for doing the interview, man. Like we could talk hip hop shop all day long. I appreciate it. And yeah, it's so many tracks that I can play. I mean, you got the joint with Snack and Evil. Yeah. You know, I mean, that's a big tune. We've even got a record together, Rock That BITCH. Yep. That's out there. And
that's the one you and I did together. I think that was our first collabo, and I'm really proud of that track too. You know, we got Cac himself representing Niagara Falls. You know, that's what I always tell him. I'm like, Niagara Falls, strippers and gamblers, man. It's the way of life. He doesn't take offense to it either. He knows it's true.
Oh, yeah. He knows what it is. I was down there, I think, just a couple weekends ago and bumped into him, across the street from the casino. He was partying at a hotel down there doing his thing. As always, the Cac. Lakisa, shout-outs to her who put that whole thing together.
Yes.
Word up. But yeah, I got the new tracks here off the album. So I got 3 that I can choose from. I got Fall For It, Word Fight, or Lobotomy. Which would you like me to play for the people?
I think go for Fall For It, because it's got like that really triumphant vibe. It's a nice way to cap off the interview. Big ups to J. True from Hamilton for shooting the video. Bishop Brigante made an appearance in it. So did Notes, my buddy Notes, and Realistic from King of the Dot. And of course, you got Vocab on the beat. I was over at his house last night. We were beefing a little bit, but, you know, we'll get over it. It's just drunken tomfoolery, you know.
That's how it goes.
Yes, sir.
Word up, man. Well, we'll get it in right here, man. Much respects. Keep on the grind, and look forward to seeing you here out in Guelph, man, for sure.
No doubt. May 17th, Mahoney's. Make sure you're there. And much love, Robbie G, for everything you do.
No doubt, man. Much respects, brother.
All right, peace.
Peace.